Yo, welcome to a very special episode of Hard Pass. I am your host, Jacques Slade, and today on the show, we've got the week's hottest releases, and of course you know what? Let's just start with some hot takes. Actually, it's gonna be mostly hot takes today. Trying something a little different this week. All right, let's fire up that Cousteau algorithm. So, a few days ago, Nike dropped the price of both the triple white and triple black Air Force One lows to $66. Was there a reason for this? Did Giannis score 66 points and I didn't hear about it? Not surprisingly, when you price Air Force Ones like it's the early 90s, people scooped them up. But all good things don't last, and today's price was back to the day before yesterday's price. Anyways, were you able to pick up a pair of these classics? Let me know down in the comments. John Morant has been suspended by the NBA for 8 games after he flashed a gun on IG Live a few weeks ago, but it's not going to be tacked onto his current leave from the team, and he'll be eligible to play by the March 20th game against Dallas. It'll be interesting to see what the reaction will be if Ja returns this season, as a lot of people, including us here on the show, thought he was shutting it down. Really? For the year, if we're going to be honest. Congratulations to Sabrina Ionescu on the debut of her signature shoe, the Nike Sabrina 1. It'll launch this summer, although a specific date hasn't been revealed. It will feature 4-foot zoom, react foam, a midfoot shank, and a lockdown system at the midfoot, a pattern overlay that pays respects to her Armenian heritage, and there's also a nod to her story and a message of inclusivity on the midsole. I'll be honest, the shoe has a lot of GT Cut vibes, as in they could have called these the GT Cut 3, and I wouldn't have been shocked. Then again, if you look at the Sabrina 1 side by side with the Nike LeBron 20 and the Nike Ja 1, you'd be forgiven for thinking they all have the same vibes. Somewhere, the late Kobe Bryant is looking down on all of this and doing that "I told you so" smirk. If you're looking for a great waste of your money and don't feel like buying the SB Jordan this week, Magic the Gathering's collaboration set with the Lord of the Rings will include a one-of-one version of the One Ring. Yeah, there are base versions and variants that are produced in far greater numbers, but that one-of-one? That'll buy you, your girl or guy, your crew, your mom, your dad, your auntie, your cousins who keep asking for Panda dunks for the rest of their lives. Or Vomeros, since, those are kind of popping now. I shouldn't even say kind of, they're really popping now. Scotty Scheffler's Masters dinner menu has been revealed, and for a second there, I had it confused with the Claim Jumpers menu. Not that that's a bad thing, especially that warm chocolate chip skillet cookie. That's legit. We all know Phil Mickelson could use some carbs and just food in general after that last press conference he did. Like, since Full Swing was such a hit for Netflix, can we get access to that dinner for all the awkwardness between the PGA and the Live guys? That's good content, people. Have you ever bought a pair of sneakers that you've been waiting so long for, only to get the package and find out your pair had really obvious flaws or defects? What am I talking about? Of course you did. It's just that you bought a pair of the Jordan 3 Reimagined. But J Collector 2323, wonder who's he a fan of? Got a factory defect in the best way possible. Why? Because on one side, they got the Nike Airbag tab. On the other, the Jumpman. Somebody at the factory must really like the 2011 retro. I guess, but I get it if somebody might get this and be disappointed, but man, I know I'd be pumped if I got a mistake like that. Like, would it really surprise anybody if in a few years the next Jordan retro gimmick is to give us both Nike Air and the Jumpman? If you're pumped for the Resident Evil 4 remake, there's a code in the demo that unlocks what's being called Mad Chainsaw Mode. Yeah, IGN is reporting that you go to the main menu, highlight main game, and then while holding L1 and R1, press up, left, down, right, square, triangle, circle, XX. If that code is wrong, blame IGN like we blame Sneakers app when a release date is botched on the heat check. So, what's Mad Chainsaw Mode? Well, if you played the original game, you probably remember Leon's head getting cut off a few times by a big dude with a bag on his head running towards you with a chainsaw. Well, Mad Chainsaw Mode is a harder difficulty, and this time Dr. Salvador, I guess, big dude with the bag on his head and running towards you with a chainsaw, man needs a name, has a flaming chainsaw now. Great. If the Del Lago is also on fire in this mode, I am not buying this remake that is thankfully not reimagined. See how connected video games is. Okay, next topic. Hey, what's up with these Vans? They look kind of familiar. Oh, I get it. I see what you did there, Vans. Even Sneaker News is in on the gag. Revenge. But really, who got the last laugh though? Vans or Ian Connor? On an episode of the Get Your Ass Up podcast, former NFL cornerback and noted sneakerhead Joe Hayden talked about getting in on the ground floor of StockX.
But then Dan Gilbert came to me with him and his son with was like, hey Joe, like we were thinking about making like a stock market for shoes. So Dan has me, Andrew Hawkins, Eminem, Mark Wahlberg, Usher. So long story short, it's like $250,000 for 1%. But we're talking about StockX is evaluated at $3.5 billion. And we got 250,000 in, so that's like around $14 million.
Man, bet he didn't need to have dinner with Jay-Z to figure out that investing in a company fronted by Dan Gilbert had Usher, Eminem, and Mark Wahlberg on board was a good idea. Also, where's the love for my man Josh Slade? Come on, Joe. Tattoo artist Dean Gunther turned somebody's feet into Panda dunks. Somebody should have told his subject that Panda dunks are so 2022. We're all about Panda Vomeros now. Obviously. Congrats to Mark Wahlberg, since he was an initial investor in StockX, like we mentioned earlier. I'm sure he made a lot with his $250,000. Anyways, not only did he make a lot of money with StockX, he was also gifted a pair of the Tiffany's Air Force Ones. He even unboxed them with a matching shirt that was totally a coincidence. Man, isn't it cool when celebrities come up like this? It's cool, right? I totally don't feel FOMO at all. Nope, none. And because Wahlberg can't be the only one winning with exclusive pairs, PJ Tucker was also gifted something made only for friends and family. Jordan Brand athlete Nigel Sylvester hooked up Tucker with a pair of the Nike Airship, an exclusive Bike Air variant that is kind of cool compared to the basic look of the regular Airships. I gotta say, look, how are we feeling about these? Would Nike release these in a different colorway to breathe some energy into the silhouette? Let's hope so. A new colorway of the Nike Zoom Vomero 5 is on the way, and it's bringing back 2012 with the olive green and Volt. Look, if the Vomero 5's greatest gift besides sounding like a 70s Japanese cartoon where 5 robots join together to form an even bigger robot with an overpowered laser sword is bringing back Volt, then the secret agenda by the sneaker Illuminati to make Vomeros cool because they're sick of dunks, it'll be worth it. Game Informer is reporting that Epic Games will have to hand $245 million in refunds after they were accused of using dark patterns to trick players into buying skins in V-Bucks in Fortnite. As somebody who totally was not tricked into buying the Rick Astley never gonna give you up emote because the buttons all looked alike, I wonder how can I get in on this refund while also not giving up the emote? Supreme Dunk High Ramelzi. See, I said it right. Anyway, Soul Collector is reporting that the Air Jordan 1 Satin Bread is dropping in October as a women's exclusive. It was originally released in 2016 at a New York City pop-up store and limited to only 501 individually numbered pairs. This reimagined damn, I just realized we can't use that word reimagined with a small r anymore without people thinking they're reimagined with a capital R. Anybody thinking about picking these up in a few months? Let me know. Speaking of reimagined with a capital R, the next pair of ones to get lost and found treatment will be the Royal colorway. Hopefully the packaging won't be a redo of the Chicago lost and found or as lazy as the white cement 3s. What kind of gimmick packaging would you really like to see with the Royals though? Seriously, what would you want to see? And are you getting tired of the Reimagined series? No? You like it? I'm tired. I don't know. That's just me. All right. We are at the halfway point of the show now, so let's do a quick heat check and talk about the sneakers that are dropping this week. We have the Nike SB Air Jordan 4 Pine Green on the 21st for $225. We have the Air Zoom Generation First Game that's on the 21st for $180. We also have the New Balance 990 V3 made in the USA that's going to be on the 23rd for $200. We also have the Nike LeBron 20 Nike Lifer on March 23rd for $200. We have the Billie Eilish Nike Air Force 1 Low Triple White on the 23rd for $130. Action Bronson's New Balance 990 V6 Baklava on the 24th. The Fly Streetwear and Nike SB Dunk Low Gardenia on March 25th for $120. The Reebok Answer 1 Georgetown on the 25th for $160. The Reebok Question Michigan State on the 25th for $160. The Reebok Punk Omni Zone 2 Kentucky on March 25th for $120. The Reebok Hirakazi 2 UCLA possibly dropping on the 25th for $130. And then we have the Nike Air Max Pulse on the 26th for $150. Then our pick of the week is this shoe. This is the Nike Air Max 186 Big Bubble or OG. This is going to be on the 26th for $160. After doing a whole feature on it 2 weeks ago, this shouldn't come as a surprise. As a historian, It's cool that Nike is bringing back this truly OG version of the sneaker that kicked off a run that is still going strong to this day. It might not jive all the way with people who have gotten used to the 3-hole bubble, but they have so many retros of their preferred Air Max 1 that they shouldn't have a problem leaving the 86 for those of us who do want this blast from the past. All right, let's keep the hot takes coming. So Gucci and Adidas have revealed their 2023 collection, and none of them will garner the same amount of hype as Nike dropping the Air Force Ones at $66 for a few hours. I gotta say, some of these sneakers are pretty cool, but I know I'm in the minority with that take. And while they are cool, do I see myself picking up a pair at those price points? Is that the fault of Adidas for failing to deliver on such a momentous partnership, or is Gucci just washed? I don't know. Jason Tatum's latest signature shoe, player exclusive, is a shout out to his love of luxury watches. Between the PEs based on watches, cars, and tacos, Tatum is quickly rising up the signature shoes that will sell more if they release these PEs rankings, even though the Tatum one hasn't launched as of this recording. Do you already have a favorite JT exclusive so far? Because they're dropping a bunch of different colors. Well wishes to Lonzo Ball, as Shams is reporting that he will undergo a 3rd surgery on his left knee that will likely keep him out not just the rest of the season, but next season as well. It's possible we might not see Lonzo until Bronny James' rookie season. As somebody who really thought the Lakers should have kept either him or Brandon Ingram and dumped Kuz to New Orleans in the AD trade, this kind of sucks. Shout out to AEW's Jade Cargill. Why? Well, she's Jade Cargill. Do I really need to say anything besides that? Congrats on winning number 54 and staying undefeated too. That's dope, and there's no way that Taya Valkyrie is going to be the one that breaks that streak. Let's just put that out there. Dover Street Market, New York has a collab with Salomon on the way, and it looks like it's going to be in line with their other collabs with brands like Nike and Converse, which is to say they're keeping it simple for the ACS Pro Advanced silhouette. So that's at least 3 times we've mentioned the brand here on the show this year. That's got to be some kind of record or something. Look, I'm proud of us as a team for covering a sneaker brand that none of us can remember if we've ever actually seen in public. I mean, Joe LaPuma wears them a lot, but that's pretty much it. Dennis Rodman claims that he started the reverse swoosh style with his pseudo-signature Nike shoes, the Air Darwin, decades before Travis Scott. I mean, he's not wrong, I guess. Now I just need somebody at Nike to confirm that Dennis was at the design meeting and said that while his shoes were hot, it needs something like a reverse swoosh. The culture needs that receipt, Dennis. I'm sorry. Bring it on. Shout out to Jalen Williams for rocking a clean white, blue, and black colorway of the Adidas Top 10 2000. I can't wait to see more of these, and the Top 10 2010 to also start making their way on the court and in stores. Anybody else pumped for these classics worn once upon a time by the late Kobe Bryant? We need these to come back. If you're still clinging on to that Web3 dream, Artifact, or RTFKT, has announced that Takashi Murakami's first Nike collab will come to life. The catch? You have to forge your NFTs in order to get the right to pay $9,000 for one of 167 pairs of the Murakami DNA, or $850 for Murakami Drip that is limited to 4,182 pairs. Anybody have one of these NFTs that you can convert to these Murakamis? Do you think it'll be worth it? Couldn't you just sell the NFT for more than the $9,000 and just wait until the shoe shows up at StockX or GOAT and still profit? I don't understand NFTs. Anyway, DC Comics is trying to make Superman cool with this meme. Yeah, no, not gonna work on me, DC. Just keep turning him bad in all of your stories like in the Injustice games and maybe we'll get somewhere. According to a report by Curbed, former employees are speaking out against artist Tom Sachs, who sneakerheads probably know for his very successful collaborations with Nike, including the Mars Yard and the ongoing General Purpose shoe. The accusations range from Sachs throwing objects at employees, calling into a Nike meeting in his underwear, naming a storage closet the rape room, constantly bringing up porn, among other things. Other things have also come to light since the initial Curved piece. Most notable among them is a complex sneaker story about how Nike had to cover up a reference to slave work on the Mars Yard 2.0 shoebox. Nike has issued a statement saying that they are deeply concerned by the very serious allegations and that they are in contact with Tom and his studio, seeking to better understand the situation and how these issues are being addressed. Obviously, these are serious allegations and should be investigated before any other general purpose shoe or Sachs collabs drops, but I wonder how much of an effect it will have on products that are already out there. As we've seen with other collaborators who have teamed up with big brands, some fans couldn't give a shit, while others are willing to dump their sneakers if the makers turn out to be problematic. So, where do you stand in this current controversy? We've got a release date for the long-awaited Air Jordan 12 Cherry, and it's on November 25th for $210. Man, I can't wait for these crossover 12s to drop. Now, I know what you're thinking. Crossover 12s? Yeah, these are crossover 12s, as in these are the J's that Michael wore and the rookie Allen Iverson busted his ass. Remember? I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for that one, but it was worth it. So, did anybody pick up a pair from the Puma SpongeBob collab that dropped this weekend? What was your favorite pair from the pack? Are these better or worse than the Kyrie SpongeBob pack that dropped a few years ago? Wait, is Kyrie even cool with SpongeBob anymore? Or has he covered them up like their other signature shoes? Huh. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Speaking of Kai, shout out to him for wearing Langston Galloway's second signature shoe, the Ethics LG2. If these are the kind of moves that Irving will be making as he figures out what his next big sneaker move will be, I can get behind this kind of sneaker free agency. Not so much the other stuff though, but the sneaker part, that's pretty cool. According to Shoe Geek Flips, Tiffany spent $2 million in silver tabs to place on the back of the Air Force One low, with reportedly 50,000 pairs in existence at $400. Yeah, I can see why Tiffany's would take that small hit in order to make a collab that nobody actually seems to like, but sold out immediately regardless. Interesting. And finally, shout out to Indiana Pacers guard and the first-time NBA All-Star Tyrese Halliburton. Not only does he have the most ready-made Def Jam Fight for New York custom character name, he teamed up with Coda Customs to produce this dope Nike Zoom Generation and Kobe 6 Hybrid. Man, teaming up arguably LeBron's best shoe and Kobe's most popular and pulling it off, that is a thing of absolute beauty. It's what we thought the KD and Kyrie collab sneaker was going to produce, but it didn't. All right. That's going to do it for the show. Thank you for watching this new and kind of different version of Hard Pass. I am Jacques Slade. I'll see you next week. If you would possibly like to be featured in a future episode, give us a call, 818-493-9325. Leave a short message, your social media if you want, no more than 30 seconds. All right, I'll see you next week. Peace. And don't forget to leave your feedback on this week's show. Let me know what you think about the new format. All right, guys. Peace.